When we paint a still life, we're not just painting an object, we're painting a mood, a feeling. It's about setting a stage, arranging the characters, and telling a story. But it's also much more than that, because it's not about words and linear narrative. You set out the elements, or the building blocks, and then you create the conditions that allow the viewer to construct the story. It's February, so I've been thinking about how winter is almost over, how grateful I am for more daylight despite the seemingly endless greyness. Yesterday I felt the welcome warmth of the sun. I've been really happy to see signs of new growth and the first flowers in the garden. We've had more than our fair share of grey and drear lately, so I'm paying special attention to the times when the sun breaks through. I've also been thinking about Valentine's Day and love, and I'll look at how great artists from art history dealt with the topic of love a bit later. I've been looking for February flowers, and in this video I'm going to paint a still life using violets and snowdrops. While the traditional red roses are not in season, we all know that roses are red and violets are blue. Or are they? If you've ever tried to paint them, you'll know that it's pretty impossible if you don't mix a fair amount of red into your blue to make a sort of purple, or rather violet. You know, the colour that was literally named after the flower to describe that particular hue. As someone on the internet once said, roses are red, that much is true, but violets are purple, not really blue. While I'm waiting for this first layer to dry, I thought I'd tell you about a few other ways artists have explored the idea of love in their work. The first painting I want to show you is the Honeysuckle Bower, painted in 1609 by Peter Paul Rubens. It's a portrait of Rubens himself with his new wife, Isabella Brandt. They're seated together in what was known as a garden of love, a concept that goes all the way back to classical antiquity, where a flower-filled garden, alive with music and conversation, was known as a place for romance. Here, the newly married husband and wife hold hands tenderly. His left hand gestures towards their clasped right hands, depicting eternal faithfulness. They're surrounded by honeysuckle, which traditionally symbolizes devotion, loyalty, and everlasting love. It was also thought to bring good luck, and ward off evil spirits. What I love about this painting is that it works beautifully, even if you don't know any of that symbolism. But once you understand how flowers carry meaning, something a 17th century viewer would have recognised immediately, the painting opens up another layer of richness. I also really like this version of Venus and Mars, painted around 1485 by Sandro Botticelli during the Italian Renaissance. Venus, the goddess of love, is awake and alert. She's relaxed, composed, and fully clothed, whilst her lover Mars, the god of war, sleeps soundly. He's completely unaware of what's going on around him. The painting was created as what was known as a spalliera panel, designed to decorate furniture, perhaps the back of a bed or a chest, and it was likely commissioned to celebrate a marriage. Works like this would have hung in a semi-public bedchamber, which was a different room to your private bedchamber, a space where visitors might be received. Paintings for this room needed to be interesting and were often designed as talking points. The message here is that love disarms war. Mars lies powerless in Venus's presence, so deeply asleep that he doesn't even notice the mischievous satyrs playing with his armour. One wears his oversized helmet, another's wriggled beneath his breastplate. Here, love overcomes aggressions. And again, the flowers carry meaning. Myrtle was associated with marriage and sensuality, even thought to have aphrodisiac qualities. And in the bottom right of the painting, a thorn apple suggests intoxicating passion, the slightly dangerous, disinhibiting power of love. Honestly, there are so many paintings about love that it was difficult to choose which ones to talk about. So before we turn to the second stage of this painting, here's a quick montage of a few more that explore love in very different ways. Thank you for watching. And if you like these videos, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next month. In the meantime, bye bye.